Hey, you. Thank you for
Hey,
watching 30 Parks in 30 Days. This is Mike Redmond alongside Darren Redmond. Had to throw it off a little bit, a little bit, shake it up a little bit, the intro. But thank you so much. We are here for another installment of 30 Parks in 30 Days, Seattle Mariners edition 2025. And I'm excited to preview this team. This is a team that kind of gets forgotten about. I think if you were to make, those little things you do sometimes when you're trying to name all 50 states and you always forget, like, Delaware or things like I feel like the Mariners would be that 29th or 30th team. You just don't remember that they're a team, but they're there.
the Mariners are indeed the Delaware of Major League Baseball.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to show them some love. And by the end of this 10-minute preview video, we'll find out, and you'll find out if we think they're a playoff team here in 2025. But Darren, before we do that, if you wouldn't mind sharing a few words from our sponsors at Nashville Tax Solutions.
Attention Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Are you struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind on filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the ins and outs of tax relief and is ready to fight for you. But don't just take my word for it. Hear what some of our viewers and listeners have had to say. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. His team is knowledgeable, they're clear, and compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829 and visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve a real solution.
Thank you. And speaking of a solution, let's jump right into some Seattle Mariners talk. Let's see if their key pickups are a solution or if they're going to be a problem. So here we go. These are the quote-unquote notable acquisitions for your Seattle Mariners, the Delaware of Major League Baseball. So we have infielder Donovan Solano, a man that we could go on for hours about. Well, we're going to skip to the next one because I never heard of him. Miles Mastrobuoni and Jorge Polanco. This speaks to me that they're not really quite concerned about making a postseason and making a big splash there. But
no.
So those are your key pickups. And let's take a quick look at their key losses. So that one that jumps off of me, of course, is former Met first baseman Justin Turner, no longer there. But all jokes aside, and I'll kind of hide that here. All jokes aside, no big splashes, but this is a team that actually exceeded expectations in 2024, a team that, and we'll look at their lineup here in just a moment, but this is a team that I don't know if I'd necessarily say they're on the rise, but I don't see a decline. I just see a standing still. And I think that's because other teams in the division are going to be a little bit better than they were last year. So before I throw the projected lineup here on the screen, anyone in particular that you are excited about or you're thinking about when it comes to Seattle Mariners 2025?
Not really. I mean, this is a team that is going to have to play team ball to win. I mean, that's it. I mean, Luke Raley at first base, okay. Okay. Good player. Fundamentally sound. Rotation is okay. Logan, I don't know if we're going to go into it, but Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, let's start there. I'll go ahead and throw that on there. So
yeah, I mean, rotation. Logan Gilbert, very, good. Again, good. This is but certainly not great. Nobody on this team is going to just bowl you over with their numbers, with their persona. They're going to have to come out every day, be well coached, and they're going to have to beat you playing small ball. And,
what do you think about that? And then that's exactly well said. What do you think about their number 5 projected starter? What's his name?
Brian Wu?
Who? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes. And I mean, he's another person that I guess throws with both arms, because he does not like to be boxed in either, Well,
hopefully he's a left-handed pitcher because
you just took the words out of my mouth. It's just so that isn't that like management, not just the manager, management 101. That shouldn't you have a lefty in there? Maybe.
Yep. Somebody. I mean, maybe hopefully their bullpen. Maybe they're anticipating to use their bullpen a lot. So maybe that's the thing. So let's go ahead and throw that projected lineup on there. So, of course, we have the superstar there in the 2 spot, Julio Rodriguez, center fielder, guy who became a star much quicker than anyone could anticipate. And then we have someone there in the 4th spot. You talked about Luke Raley, one of his former teammates with the Tampa Bay Rays, Randy Arozarena there in left field. So this is
I'm a
guy
big fan of Randy. I like Randy a lot.
He's top of the list, and it's hard to even see him on another roster, not Tampa Bay, because this is the guy that was the heartbeat of your team.
He belongs in Tampa Bay.
He does, and hopefully he'll find his way back there, either on purpose or. But the fact that what spoke volumes with Randy Arozarena is right after he was traded, he spent the next game in the stands with the fans to watch the Rays' last game that he could attend before going to Seattle. So that spoke volumes to me. So he's right there in the heart. He's a guy that's going to hit a lot of home runs. He's going to get on base, but he does strike out a lot. He does ground out a lot. So if he can put 2 and 2 together, like kind of have that postseason he had, this is a team that can compete.
I thought we were talking about Randy and not talking about Pete Alonso. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, yep, that's true. Yeah, when we talk about the Mets, we'll have some fine words for Mr. Alonso. But looking at lineup, I'll kind of hide that just for a minute. But so to me, Darren, I'll go first here. So with all those the lineup, the rotation, all that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the 2025 Seattle Mariners, who actually finished 2nd place in the division, I believe they're going to take 1 step back. So I do have them penciled in the 3 spot of the AL West. And although some 3 spot teams will make the playoffs, I don't believe that Seattle is one of them, unfortunately. So I believe it's another year. So I'm going to do the X. I'm not penciling them into one of the 7 spots. But I do see them going down a little bit in win totals. But again, it's because I feel like the team above them and a team below them are going to make significant improvements to be better this season. So what are your thoughts on Seattle? Are they one of your playoff teams, or are they just short?
I think that here's why.
So close.
I think they're going to be a carbon copy of what they had this year. However, I think they're going to lose some ground. I think the Rangers finish in 2nd, and I think Seattle finishes in 3rd. Why? Because this guy, if you look at the back, I'm not going to turn around, DeGrom, hopefully he'll pitch at least 4 games this year, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, you're pushing it. You're pushing it.
And that might be a difference. But again, Seattle will play well. I love games out of Seattle because especially now on the East Coast, if I don't watch a Dodger or a Giant game or Padre game, I watch the Seattle game because I like my late night games. And so I watch a lot of Seattle baseball, but they finish in 3rd place.
Yeah, I think we are in agreement in that. There's some teams that they're better than, some teams that they're just going to fall shy of. So long story short, Mariner fans, better luck next year. And it hasn't even started. But you be proud of this team. And this is not a team that if they do make the postseason, I'm like, wow, I couldn't see that coming. Like I could still see it potentially happening. But, as of right now, here we are early March, just not quite enough to warrant me putting him in that playoff spot. But again, with that additional playoff spot available, anything can happen. And so any final thoughts on the Seattle Mariners before we close this thing out?
They're fun to watch, but they're not going to do very much.
No, they're there. They're a baseball team.
Yep.
That's the best way to put it. So Seattle Mariner fans, thank you for watching alongside of us. Anybody else as well. We appreciate you and hope you do enjoy these 30 Parks in 30 Days series that we're doing. And just continue to watch all the way up until opening day. And so until next time, everybody, we'll see you around the ballpark.